Hey, and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we will be looking at the WFC Kingdom Slammer. And as far as I know, unless there's something in the comic books I am not aware of, he's the last component I need to complete my collection for Generations Metroplex. I have him, I have Six Gun, and I have Scamper that came with him. So I think that's everyone. So unless I'm forgetting someone, maybe leave it in the comments if there's another character when it comes to Metroplex that I am not aware of. So this guy is a modulator. He can completely come apart, whichever way you want to put it. Now I have the gun at the back because honestly I reckon it looks like a nice sort of comparison to Brawl. It actually looks quite nice. You can put it on to either of these posts, which I think is how the actual not the instructions, but the box art shows. If you want, you can always use two components, which I'll show you in a minute, to plug into here and here to give him a Megatron look, and you can even put it into his hand. Along with those, he does have a couple of other 5mm ports, this one and this one and this one and this one. And if I pull his backpack off, he has these two as well. I think that's all of them apart from the waist piece, of course. That's another piece, but obviously. Now, for those of you who are observant, you may see a post in the front there which holds just about here. Now, I saw that originally and I was like, does that whole waist piece here come out? No, it does not, because if you look at this side, if I get his arm out of the way, there is a screw here that goes straight through into here, and it doesn't have it on the other side. So if you were wondering, oh, I can pull all this off, no you can't, it's screwed in place. So there we go. So we'll get into a bit of articulation. His head can do a full 360. It can look way back into his transformation joint, and he can look down a bit. Arms can do a full 360, although this post does get in the way. And honestly, apart from visual aspects, I don't see a need for that there. You know, maybe there's another thing you can put on there with the actually that's probably it. There we go, we'll try it this way. So that can go onto there if you want to put other pieces onto it, but honestly to me that just sort of gets in the way. Arms go out this far. He has bicep rotation, although you're more likely to start untabbing or unplugging that. He has elbow, which gets you that far. No wrist rotation or fingers or thumb, as they're all molded into place. He does have a waist swivel, very loose, but what can you do considering he's supposed to fall apart? Come apart. I'll get the word right in a minute. Leg can go out that far. Leg can go up that far. Leg can go all the way back that far, obviously less if you have the backpack on. He has hip thigh rotation due to the way that connects. His knee can go that far and further if that's not connected due to transformation. His ankle tilt can go out that far, and once again that's due to transformation, so there is a locking point there. Foot does not go up or down. Also, for additional tabbing points, ports you have here and here, which just hide away when you tab onto the back. And of course, I might as well show this now, you can pull the tracks off, and you got all these posts and these holes if you want to use them. So I suppose you could use them for a gun. I'm not going to do his modular transformations, as I can't actually remember where I put the instructions. But here is the two pieces also I was talking about. So this part and the cannon does untab if you want, so you can just tab it in there and give it a bit of a Megatron look. So let's get him down to his first size comparison. We won't worry about the backpack stuff. Here he is with Optimus Prime. So it comes up just about his hips, just above his crotch. So there we go. Alright, let's get him down to transformation, and of course, pretty much to get this guy down to transformation, we just need to start pulling things apart. So pull his arms off, pull his shoulder apart from his arm, pull that off, pull his legs off. Now, surprisingly, you can pull the waist off. We're not going to. Instead, we're just going to rotate it for the time being. So we're going to take his head, turn it around, and that goes in. We'll leave that how it is for now. Put that there. Next, we're going to take our treads, and what we're going to do is we're going to take these two shoulder pieces, and we're going to tab them together. And then you just sort of want to angle these pieces up. Now, you can leave all this together. I just find it a lot easier. So with these two ports and these two tabs, you're going to plug them into there. Then we're going to take the legs and use those ankle rockers. We're then going to fold in the legs, well, the thighs, and that gives us the back of the tank. So this port is going to go onto this tab, like so. And we can do the same thing on the other side. Now, the reason I say do this and then these is because if you try to put them on second, it will be in the way of these. You won't be able to get it in. Plus, I'll explain why I take these off in a moment. So, we're going to take the front of the tank. You have these two tabs. We have these two ports. Just plug them together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come under here. And this is why we rotate. Now, you can just completely detach this, put it in a drawer somewhere, and forget all about it if you want. But the crutch piece is a lot further here than the back. So if you have it this way and you do what I'm going to show you, it's going to stick out further past the tracks. So you rotate that and then just push that down and just sort of snuggle it into there until you have a flat surface. So if you did that the other way around, you'd have about an inch or two past the tracks and it wouldn't really do anything. All right, the one thing I do not like about this figure, honestly, with the arms, I wish there was a tab here and a port here to put these together. Now you can use the cannon to hold them together. I just wish there was an actual tabbing point. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the bicep to fold them down. We're going to plug this on first, and then we're going to plug this one on so we get our turret. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put these ports onto these posts. Oh, finally I said the right word. So we just sort of want to line them up, tab them into place. And this can be a fiddly, the gun will probably fall off. You sort of want to get them back into where their position was when they were put together. And once again, this is why you should pull all this apart, because if you try to leave that in one, you're going to have to get under here to tab these in, and it's obviously not, honestly not worth the effort. So you might as well just pull the arms off, do the shoulders, put the feet, and then put the cannon. Put the arms. So we'll just put that back on again, and then we can just gently slide that forward until we're relatively flat. And once again, this is one of the reasons also why I wish it had a tab, because if you fiddle with it too much, all this is going to start detaching. And there he is. There is Slammer in his tank mode, and he's a brick. I'm sorry, but he's a brick. That's all he is. I have Vans Toys Sheridan, which is Warpath, which if you've seen it, is on this channel. I also have DX9's Blitzwing, also on the channel. A nice tank, big tank, nice tank. And I also have Zeta Toys Brawl that I can't quite remember the name that it had. But still, a tank. This guy is, while he looks like a tank and probably acts like a tank, I would call him artillery. And this is why he has no rotation at the turret. You can lean it back to give him more of an artillery position. So I would imagine him more over a hill behind Metroplex shooting from a distance. I don't know why that was sitting a bit wonky. Might could be stable. You can attempt rotation, which is actually using the combined joints of the shoulders, but then you start breaking the sculpt. So you can do it, but so if you're looking at it like that and you just want it like that, that's fine. You don't see anything, but if you lift it up, you'll start seeing that. Plus, you also start seeing all the gap in here. And eventually, the gun starts to untab. That's once again, one of the reasons I wish this actually had a tab here, because that could slightly work, but because this isn't being kept together and this doesn't hold it perfectly, when you try to do that, it starts untabbing the gun. So as much of a tank he is and what he is, he's a brick of a tank who is only good for stationary. Well, there you go. You can even get it further up there if you push it back. Still doesn't help, but still. Oh, by the way, if you're curious, can these go into here? No, they can't. So there we go. So he is nice. I'll say that. You know, despite the negative of me saying he's a brick, he is nice. He does look nice. And considering this is a character that didn't have a transformation, he was just a tank. It's just like Scamper. Scamper didn't have a transformation. He was just a car. Six Gun didn't have a transformation. He was just a robot that lived inside Metroplex. And thanks to the modulation and all that, we got Six Gun in a vehicle mod. Pardon me. So he does do what he needs to. He does have rolling wheels under here and back here, but because my table's glass, he just slides. So there we go. And as for this mode, you have this port here, this port here, this port here, this port here. You got these posts back here, if that's any use to you. These ports up here, and that's about it. I think. Oh yeah, and I can't remember. I'm now drawing a blank whether he came with. He might have come. No. Otherwise, I probably would have put him with him when I displayed him. I don't think he comes with explosions. So, you know, if you've got one that fits that, go right ahead. So, let's get down to final size comparison. Here he is with Windblade, Squeak. And as you can see, she's a little bit longer than he is, but she's also a little bit lower than he is. So, I'm most likely going to transform this guy back into robot mode and stick him with Metroplex. So there we go. So if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe and ring that bell because it really does help me get more out to you guys so you can actually see this stuff. And leave me a comment. Do you think that they should have just stuck with a standard tank mode, or are you happy that not only did we get a transformation, but we also got modulation as a bonus? But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.